One of the things that almost all successful people have in common is they can influence and they can convince. Whether it's through marketing, sales, even an interview, influencing other people of your ideas is the key. And in this video, I'm going to teach you top 3 ways to influence other people of the things that you want to do.
Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had it out.
Alright, so before I get into these top 3 tips, I want to go over something that I'm always going to come back to. And it's this idea of time. How we all think of time in kind of a screwed up way. But time, if you really think about it, is more precious than anything else. Without time, we don't have family. We don't have friends. Without time, we don't have wealth. We don't even have health without time. So when we look at time, we should look at it as more precious than the Hope Diamond. We're not always trying to get something in return for our time. A lot of times we're just using our time for enjoyment. As John Lennon said, time you enjoy wasting isn't wasted time. And I hold that to heart. But there are a ton of things that we don't want to do, but we have to do because we have a responsibility to people. So you want to get a premium price for the things that you don't want to do. And that's what all these videos are about. These videos are about enhancing the worth of your time. And when I say worth, I don't mean self-worth. I don't mean spiritual worth. I don't even mean the worth to your family. I'm talking about the worth to the other people. When it comes down to it, the people that are dictating your pay, they're going to squeeze out the smallest bit of milk to keep you suckling at the teat. And that's just the way of the world. You need skills that other people don't have to raise your worth. This first of the 3 techniques is possibly the most powerful because it shows zero compromise and zero weakness. The way that it works is you ask for something modest. And then after they do that modest thing, you ask for something larger. Why this works is because when you ask for something modest, chances are they're going to say yes. And when they say yes, they're going to be put in the position to say yes again, first of all, but they're also going to be put in the position to do that larger request. So I'll give you 3 examples. One will be a social and personal example, and the next 2 will be through business. So if I ask my girlfriend to make me a sandwich, chances are I'm going to be met with, no, do it yourself, which is understandable. But if I ask her to get me a drink first, let's say I ask her to get me a glass of water, that puts her in the kitchen, and it gets her in this yes frame of mind. So then when I ask her to make me a sandwich, she's already in the kitchen, which if you remember, I put her there because I asked for the water. That's obviously all part of the plan. That's going to happen when you ask somebody to do what you want to do. But you need to make sure that it's on topic. You can't just ask for something random and then ask for something larger that has nothing to do with the thing you asked for before. You want to ask for something on topic. So again, I asked for the water, it put her in the kitchen and got her in the yes frame of mind. Therefore, when I ask for the sandwich, it's going to look like it'll just be easier for her to do it than for me to have to get up and do it myself. This works with meetings or presentations also. You can tell if you're from people that you're presenting to has a closed state of mind by a closed body. Closed body, closed mind. If they're holding onto a coffee cup or something, if they're holding onto their cell phone with 2 hands, closed mind. If they're obviously arms are folded, closed mind, fist clenched, closed mind. You want to see palms, you want to see open, you want to see chest. And a way to get them to that point is asking for something small. And when you ask for something small, like I said, it's going to put them in the yes frame of mind. Let's say you're asking for an investment. They're just going to be unconsciously more susceptible to that larger request. Websites, they make you go through extra clicks to buy big things. And there's a psychological reason behind that. Each time you click something, like a success alarm goes off, you know? Not just because of the clicking noise, but the success alarm goes off because you've completed the first step to your purchase. Your second click, you've completed your second step to your purchase. And each one of these successes, unconsciously in your mind, it's like successes, and you don't want to go back, or you don't want to waste your time, and you don't want to give up the successes that led you to that final purchase option. Let me throw a 4th example in there. I don't have kids, that's why I kind of escaped my mind, but this is also a great way to get kids to do something that you want them to do without showing weakness. It works on kids for the same way that it works on employees. You want to seem strong and you want to seem uncompromising. And when you ask them to do 2 things rather than 1, you do even seem stronger than asking that 1 thing, but also you are getting, it's a twofer, you are getting that higher percentage of them doing that thing that you wanted them to do without resistance. The second way to get somebody to do something that you want is it's called the door in the face technique. It's where you ask for something larger and then you compromise on something smaller. And usually when you ask for something large, you're going to get met with a no. But then when you ask for something reasonable, people aren't going to want to look unreasonable and say no twice, especially when the second one is a reasonable request and you look like you compromised. They want to also look like they compromised. That's how business relationships work, right? It's compromise. You want both parties to be happy. This isn't a good technique for somebody in charge. This is a great technique for somebody that's a subordinate. Say that this happens all the time when it comes to money. Say that you're about to go in and you're going to ask for a raise. If you ask for a higher raise than you know that you're going to get met with a no. But then when you ask for something reasonable, you're at a way higher chance of getting a yes because it's a reasonable request and because the other person doesn't want to look unreasonable because you are looking extremely reasonable by compromising already. That's the key. You are looking extremely compromising. Therefore, they don't want to look unreasonable. They don't want to look mean. They don't want to look like a jerk by not compromising at all. But if you ask for the raise that you actually want as an isolated incident and not the one higher, then they can easily just say no and not look like a jerk at the same time. But if you ask for the higher one and they say no, and then they say no to your reasonable one, they will look like a little bit of a jerk and they will look like they are uncompromising while you are compromising. The other great thing about this is they could say yes to the overestimate. They could say yes to the raise that you never thought that you would have got. The percentages will be low. A low percentage is still better than no percentage, right? So that low percentage is probably going to be met with a no, but it might not be. But that low percentage is raising the percentage of the actual thing that you want. So again, just like the first one, the second one is also a win-win. You don't want to use this with people that you manage. The third technique is genuine appreciation. When you appreciate somebody, they're going to yearn to keep getting that appreciation. Not only that, but when you appreciate someone, it sets a standard. For example, I had a salesperson that didn't have great sales. He had average sales, but not great sales. 1 month, he came in with extraordinary sales. So I brought him in and I said, these sales numbers are absolutely amazing. You made us a lot of money and I knew that you had it in you. That did 3 things. It showed appreciation. It got him to want my appreciation more. And also it set a standard for him to meet and or exceed. When you set a standard, people want to meet that standard. When you show that you have faith in people, they want to meet that faith that you have in them. They don't want to prove you wrong. They want to prove you right for having faith in that person. So months and months after that, consistently high sales numbers. It's an easy thing to do, and it's a great thing to do. When you appreciate somebody, then you are also going to be looked at as a nicer boss. It doesn't show weakness. It shows that you realize that you wouldn't be where you are without other people helping you. The top 3 techniques: the foot in the door technique, get someone to agree to a modest request and then ask for something larger. The door in the face technique, asking for something larger and then compromising on a lesser request. And the third one is genuine appreciation, which anyone can use at any time.